Hello the cop, please subscribe my channel for follow Liverpool Football Club news on every days. Enraged Carragher fires back at Guardiola as Man City boss rocks Liverpool, Man United pundits with complacency taunt. Pep Guardiola and Jamie Carragher exchanged barbs after the Manchester City manager claimed that well-known commentators from Manchester United and Liverpool were disparaging his side and implying that they weren't nearly as successful as his players. With 9 victories from their first 14 games and 30 points, Man City is now ranked third in the Premier League. After Arsenal's thrilling 4-3 victory against Luton Town last night, they are now 6 points behind champions Arsenal. However, City can cut that deficit in half by defeating Aston Villa this evening. Guardiola's team is hoping to make it 4 in a row this season after astonishingly winning the last 3 Premier League titles that were up for grabs. Should they win this season, they would have won 6 of the last 7 titles. Liverpool is the only team to have upset their domination since 2017. In recent months, there have been some doubts about City's performance because they haven't always played at their very best. However, it is evident that Guardiola has grown irritated with his players receiving criticism, citing complacency as one issue. Guardiola took aim at players like Carragher, Gary Neville, and even former City player Micah Richards prior to the team's trip to Villa. Gary Neville knows how difficult it is, otherwise he would have won 4 Premier Leagues during the best period of Manchester United, he added, via the Daily Mail. He didn't, though. Perhaps they feel we are complacent because they were complacent themselves, at United. Perhaps they sensed it. So far, this team has no chance. Jamie Carragher was not the winner of the title. Not even Micah Richards won the Premier League 4 times in a row. Never, ever do it. It has never occurred. Pep Guardiola finds the comments complacent. To be honest, I have nothing to say about the commentators. That isn't the point, complacency. I could be mistaken, but I don't believe complacency is the issue. Former Liverpool defender Carragher was offended by those remarks and responded by saying that City's success is only attributable to their substantial financial support and their purported violations of numerous financial fair play rules. If Liverpool were owned by a nation-state, I think I would have probably won a title, and pushed the rules to the point where the Premier League charged us 115 times. He posted on what was then known as Twitter, X. I was genuinely complimenting Pep's team following the Sunday game, emojis for laughing and shrugging. It appears that the Spaniard will become more enraged with those like Carragher and Neville who criticize Guardiola's squad. Jurgen Klopp will be overjoyed to hear that Liverpool can now freely negotiate the signing of a Brazilian superstar. Liverpool given the green light to move for Brazilian with £52 million release clause. According to reports, Liverpool has the go-ahead to pursue São Paulo rookie Lucas Beraldo during the January transfer window. Considered one of South America's most promising prospects, Beraldo is a Brazilian defender. According to recent sources, Liverpool is interested in signing him. If Liverpool were to make a move for Beraldo in the January transfer window, the left-footed centre-back wouldn't go for cheap because he has a £52 million release clause. São Paulo, nevertheless, is reportedly considering offers for the 20-year-old defender, as Liverpool is eager to acquire a long-term successor for players like Joel Matip and Virgil van Dijk. Liverpool should prioritize adding players to the defense during the winter transfer window because they will require quality depth there by 2024, and acquiring Beraldo can provide precisely that. If a deal were to be struck in January, the centre defender is the kind of player who could flourish at Liverpool. Liverpool should look to sign Lucas Beraldo for cheap. The Liverpool recruitment team obviously thinks highly of Beraldo, and this update should encourage the Reds to make a move for the talented Brazilian midfielder. Nonetheless, it's obvious that Anfield should be seeking to bargain with São Paulo in order to capture Beraldo for a low price during the January transfer window given that he has a £52 million release clause. As seen by their acquisition of Alexis Mac Allister this summer, The Reds have shown themselves to be astute negotiators when it comes to striking deals in the transfer market. And if a deal with Sao Paulo can be concluded in the upcoming weeks, Beraldo might be the next example. The defender is a potential who could flourish at Liverpool. £30 million Liverpool target given green light for January move as he's not totally happy. Donyell Malen has been linked to Liverpool recently, and with the January transfer window approaching, there is growing conjecture over what will happen to him. The Netherlands and Borussia Dortmund attacking sensation was the target of the Reds, according to Bild in late September. Journalist Florian Plettenberg of Sky Sport Germany has now sent along information that could give Liverpool a significant advantage in their pursuit of Malen. Plettenberg said that Malen is not totally happy at Dortmund and is open to a new challenge in 2024 on X, tagging colleague Sky Sport Germany broadcaster Patrick Berger in the process. Even better news for teams like Liverpool. Dortmund seems willing to let him leave. His agency is scouting for possible suitors, and he may fetch as little as €30 to €35 million, £25.7 to £30 million. According to Bild, Malen has long piqued Liverpool's interest. Prior to his transfer to Dortmund, in the summer of 2021, the club reportedly came close to signing him. That report from last week indicates that this interest has persisted. They maintain that Malen is still on their radar and that Jurgen Klopp, the manager of Liverpool, is still keeping an eye on him. Liverpool does, admittedly, have plenty of options up front right now. But the Saudi Pro League might be taking a shot at Mohamed Salah, so the Reds might just be preparing for the worst. Liverpool is considering very dangerous Donyell Malen. Malen is an elite player who is very dangerous. He is still in his peak at the age of 24, possessing a combination of potential and experience. He seemed to be improving steadily, in fact. An extensive scouting report of the Dutchman, who was a player for PSV Eindhoven at the time, was published by Breaking the Lines in 2021. They described him as a swift, technically adept modern attacker who can score goals with either foot and isn't overly reliant on others to create opportunities in the final third. Malen's quickness is one quality that helps him stand out against Eredivisie defenses. Despite his natural striker instinct, he can play on either flank thanks to his quickness, as he can easily win a one-on-one match and position himself to score a goal. Jurgen Klopp responds to Erling Haaland punishment after Liverpool fine and ban. After Manchester City and Tottenham Hotspur were held to a 3-3 draw, Erling Haaland became irate with referee Simon Hooper. Jurgen Klopp says he is not worried about Erling Haaland being punished retroactively, like Virgil van Dijk was at Newcastle following his dismissal. Haaland was enraged that referee Simon Hooper had not given Manchester City an advantage after his ball to Jack Grealish late in the game, as the Norwegian international was furious as Manchester City was held to a 3-3 draw with Tottenham Hotspur at the Etihad on Sunday evening. After seeing a video of the event, the centre-forward tweeted the abbreviation WTF. It has been suggested that the Football Association may sanction the City forward for his outburst. Even though it would clearly assist Liverpool, Klopp is not interested in seeing the leading goal scorer in the Premier League, 14 goals, banned for City. "I'm not sure," Klopp remarked. Most of the years, nobody would have recognized what Virgil had stated. Joke, he said, wasn't it? Since I didn't listen to Haaland, I'm not precisely sure what he said. Things are as they are. To be really honest, I didn't give it much thought when I first heard about it. It wasn't like, oh, we get it, they don't. Things is much simpler to accept things when you are not emotionally invested, in the heat of the moment. It might be more challenging. They most likely would have given it some thought, and I don't care how it turns out. In addition, Klopp reaffirmed that Joel Matip's knee injury is likely to be serious as the Reds await the findings of a scan following his substitution in Sunday's 4-3 victory over Fulham. "We fear the worst when the doctor says, it doesn't look great, but we have to wait for the scans, and they're not here yet," he continued. "You can therefore assume that it doesn't look good. Whenever the doctor says something, it's never good news. I have never encountered someone who says, oh my God, the initial diagnosis of an injury, is completely wrong. There's nothing wrong, he can play tomorrow this entire time. It is not the case. Hello the cop, please subscribe my channel for follow Liverpool Football Club news on everydays.